Alright guys, so I just got back from Washington, D.C. literally like 5 minutes ago. It's currently like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I spent the day talking to Commissioner Phillips and Commissioner Wilson, along with a few other people at the FTC that works on COPPA and the implementation of it. And I've got a list here of pretty much all of the, internet's, YouTube's biggest questions regarding the law, what's going to happen, your biggest fears, and we're going to go over all of that because I have a lot of good news. I have a little bit of bad news, but I have a lot of good news that a lot of you guys are really going to enjoy listening to. So before we just hop into this, I do want to say that ultimately I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice. I have to say that for legal protections, I'm not or can't tell you what to do. What I can tell you is what they told me and let you make a decision based on that info, okay? So everything I'm about to tell you is it's not my opinion or anything like that. If I do share my opinion, I will straight up, make sure you guys are aware it's my opinion. But everything I'm about to say is just what they told me pretty much point blank, okay? So let's get into this. All right, so we kind of talked about fines in the last video where I called someone from the FTC and talked to them, but let's get into it again real quick. First off, the FTC wanted to nail home the fact that they are not going to bankrupt creators, okay? It's not going to happen. They're not going to be fining people $42,000 per video. Even in YouTube's case where they were violating COPPA left and right, they weren't fined $42,000 per violation. It was, like $170 million is a lot, but to YouTube, that's not really a lot. So they're not going to be bankrupting creators. They're going to take into effect how much money you make, how much of a hit can your business take and, still keep you in business and a lot of other factors. So if you're worried about a fine bankrupting you or you're going to lose your house or your family or anything like that, don't worry about that. That's not going to happen. There's actually an amendment, and I'm not sure if this is what they're specifically talking about, but they specifically mentioned that they can't do unruly punishment. So the punishment has to fit the crime. So they can't, fine you $100 million if you make $2,000 a year. Obviously that's just not going to fly. Also, excuse everything right now. I'm literally a mess. I've been walking around for 16 hours. I've been up for over 24 hours right now. So I'm probably a babbling buffoon right now, but excuse that. Now on this, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a lawyer, but I did bring up, that it's going to be very hard to find someone if they're not in the US, just because the FTC doesn't, they can't just find someone from India because they don't have the legal jurisdiction there because that citizen is not an American citizen. FTC is an American agency, and they're just going to have a hard time finding someone from countries. They are from different countries. They're aware of that. Now they also wanted to nail home the fact that they're not after edge cases. They specifically told me to go and take a look at their previous cases. All right, and all of those cases are clear, cut, and dry. These guys were severely violating COPPA. They were severely violating the law. They have not went after any cases where it's like, well, maybe they are, maybe they're not. They're not interested in edge cases. They nailed this home a lot. So I want to seriously, talk about this here and make sure you guys understand that they are not going after the maybe not cases. They're going after the clear cut, this guy is making nursery rhyme videos, and it's all nursery rhyme videos for kids. Obviously, that's for kids, like clear cut violations of the law, and you can go and look at the previous violations and the previous fines that the FTC has given out, and they're all very clear fines, and they're all against really big companies too. There hasn't been any specific content creators or anything like that. Now I also want to take a moment real quick to just kind of talk about how the process works. So there's not a guy at the FTC just going and ping-ponging videos left and right, oh, this guy's lying, this guy's lying, this guy. It doesn't work like that. So basically, in order to start an investigation, 3 of the 5 commissioners have to agree to start an investigation, and then there's an entire process where they get into contact with the creator or the company or whatever, exchange information, and then at that point they have to vote again on whether or not to fine them. Basically what I'm saying is it's a very long and complicated process. They don't just send out fines. They can't do that. There's a lot of voting that goes on. There's a lot of It's a very long and complicated process. I don't know the entire process. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but it's a very long and complicated process, and they can't, they're not just going to be sending out, fines left and right. It's not going to happen. From my understanding, I don't think there's going to be anyone, just sitting there like looking. I think it's going to be a situation where, just like in the previous cases, someone reported a violator to the FTC, or the FTC became aware of a COPPA violator, and then they went after him. It's not like they're constantly like, oh, which creator can we get today? Like, I'm gonna get this one, or maybe we can get this one. Let's keep an eye on this guy. Like, we could probably get. They're not gonna do that. That's not how they operate. So that in by itself should make a lot of people calm you down a little bit, okay? They don't have 50,000 snipers looking out for YouTube content. It's just not how it works. Now, I kind of talked about this next one before, but the FTC guidelines are vague on purpose because they are aware that there's a lot of different edge cases. So, like, for example, I brought up bronies. Commissioner Phillips is very much aware of bronies. I'm not saying he is a brony. I don't think he is a brony. But he is aware that there are male older dudes that do like and watch My Little Pony. He is aware of that. The FTC is aware of that. And they're aware that there's a lot of situations where maybe it's an older person and they want to go back and watch their favorite cartoons when they were a kid for nostalgia's sake. They mentioned that. They're aware that that is a thing. People like going back even as adults and watching kid cartoons. I watch SpongeBob time to time. It happens. On the topic of songs, because I know there's a specific thing in that little FTC survey that said music altogether. If it's not, like, again, child-directed music, like Dora the Explorer, if you were doing a Dora the Explorer cover, that's probably child-directed. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but that's probably child-directed music if you make a Dora the Explorer cover song. If you're covering, I don't know, like Skillet or something, it's probably not going to be a child-directed song. So hopefully that answers that question. Another thing is animation can be for adults too. They are aware of that. Again, context matters. This is the big thing. The context of the video matters. You can have a Dora the Explorer parody that is for adults, and you can have a Dora the Explorer parody that is for kids. It's the context of the video that matters, right? Another thing I discussed is video game ratings. They don't specifically matter. Obviously, if you're playing like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, it's not a game directed to children. It's just not, obviously. But video game ratings in itself isn't going to save you. So, like, for example, if Fortnite's rated, age 13 and up, that's not necessarily meaning that, a Fortnite video can't be appealing to kids just because it uses Fortnite, which is a game 13 and up. A little bit confusing, but again, the context matters. So if you're doing like a nursery rhyme in Fortnite, even though it uses Fortnite, which is 13 and up, it's still going to be, you're targeting kids with that. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but obviously nursery rhymes, kids, I feel like that's a pretty safe bet to make there. They're also aware that Minecraft and Roblox is a general audience and that kids play it, but also a lot of adults play it as well. And we'll get more into the general audience thing in a bit because there's a lot to talk about with that. Another thing I've seen a lot of content creators talk about is the fact that you have to be 13 or older to make a YouTube account. Why does this not count as an age gate? It does, but, and this is the thing I didn't realize, is that YouTube is still collecting data on people that aren't logged in. So if you're not logged in on YouTube, they're still collecting data. They're still collecting what videos you watch. They're still collecting how long you watched the video. They're still collecting if you clicked on an ad in the video or if you clicked on like the like button. So they're still cataloging all that data and information, even though you're not logged in, which is the problem, because it could be an 8-year-old not logged in watching all these videos, still cataloging the data. So it's not so much the issue that you have to be 13 in order to make an account. It's just that YouTube is collecting data on people even if they don't have an account. We also talked in great detail about the fact that content creators don't have access to normal website demographics. Like, we don't know who is watching our videos, right? So if my video gets 100,000 views and 5,000 comments, that's only 5% of my audience that's commenting. 95% of my audience wouldn't even be commenting. I would have no interaction with them whatsoever. So there's no way for me to tell ultimately, like, hard data, how old they are or anything like that. They're aware of that now. We talked through that, and they are aware that we do not have hard analytical data as to the age of our audience. They did say that we can use the YouTube analytics that they give us on, like whenever someone makes an account, they can say the age. That does count for something. That's not the end all be all, but that is a great tool for us to use in determining the age of people that watch our videos. That was said. In terms of delaying COPPA, it is COPPA, by the way. COPPA, it is COPPA. But delaying COPPA, it's not really possible because the a federal judge signed off on it. It's on the settlement, and they can't change the settlement. Like, the settlement is done. It's signed, sealed, delivered, right? So changing the date just isn't... It's not really going to happen. Now, another thing I wanted to talk on real quick is revising COPPA. So this is a very long process, but basically what they're going to do is they're going to go through each and every one of those 170,000 comments. They're going to go through that. They have to go through that, and they said it's going to take a few months to go through that. But once they go through that, they're going to all come together. And they have to do this. It's part of the FTC's, regulation process and how they function. They come together, they read all of our comments, and they're like, how can we change the rule, like the law here, the rule, whatever, to better fit what everybody is saying here. And they wanted to say that they have changed laws in the past because of what people have said and left in comment sections. So this is no different. So they're going to come together, read all the comments. It's going to take a few months, and then they're going to propose new rules on how to fix this. And then we can then again leave comments on it. So a few months from now, they'll put the comment box back up with, rule changes, proposed rule changes, and then we can leave our comment on that. Is this good? Is that not good? Should we do something else? And it's kind of like an ongoing process where we work with them back and forth, and eventually we settle on rules that are, everyone pretty much agrees on, like something fair in the middle that isn't harmful to everyone and kind of benefits everyone. Like, everyone's happy with it, right? Speaking of leaving a comment, today's the last day, so if you want to leave one, I'll have a link in the description. Now, let's talk about mixed audiences. I did ask them about that. And basically what they said is it's on YouTube. So first off, I want to clear up something. A lot of content creators, I've seen a lot of videos, because whenever, let me back up a little bit. Whenever you upload a video on YouTube, you have to choose either for kids or not for kids. There's no mixed audience option in there. And a lot of creators have been saying that if it is a mixed audience, just choose not for kids. And that's technically not how the law works, because technically mixed audience is a subset of for kids. So choosing not for kids with a mixed audience technically is not how the law works. And this brings me into the YouTube situation. So they cannot, they can suggest stuff to YouTube, but ultimately what YouTube does is up to YouTube. The systems that they put in place is up to YouTube. They said YouTube has a variety of options on how they can solve this problem, on how they can, fix the COPPA issue, and they chose this way. And if this way is not working for us, then we need to tell them. And at this point, that's kind of where it seems like we are. YouTube is not being transparent with us. I know, big surprise, right? YouTube's not being transparent. But here's what I want. Now, this worked with the FTC. I want to see if it works with YouTube. I don't care who it is at YouTube, but somebody at YouTube, whether it's Susan or somebody, I want to talk to you. Somebody that made the system, all right? Somebody that came up with the system that is on YouTube. I want to talk to you. Let's chat. Let's talk. I know you guys will see this video, so let's talk and chat. Whoever it is that came up with the system, because the FTC agrees with us. The system that you guys have in place is not the best when it comes to benefiting creators. And you know what? We may be wrong. Maybe it is. Maybe you guys know something we don't know, but we don't know because you guys haven't said anything. The only thing YouTube has said is, your audience best, get a lawyer, right? And it's not really great advice. So YouTube, if you could be a little bit more transparent, if we could talk about this, that would be great. All right. So you guys have all my information. Just contact me, whether it's Susan or somebody, just somebody that made this system, because ultimately, as far as from the information I have, the system is not that great when it comes to COPPA and benefiting creators. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't know, because you guys haven't told me. So feel free, YouTube, if I'm wrong, please tell me. So that's kind of where we're at with general audiences and mixed audiences. It's all on YouTube. We don't know how YouTube is handling mixed audiences, because obviously the majority of stuff on YouTube is mixed audiences. We don't know how they're handling that, because they haven't told us. Right now we have for kids or not for kids. I don't know. The FTC doesn't know. Everybody I've talked to don't know. So again, this is on YouTube. We need a little bit more transparency. We need to know, like, why did you guys make the system? Why is there not a mixed option? Is there a reason there's not a mixed option? Is there something I'm missing here? As far as mixed audiences and general audience goes, that's on YouTube. Don't complain to the FTC on that, because they don't have anything to do with YouTube systems. That's on YouTube. So as far as the mixed audience and the general audience thing goes, that's on YouTube, and that includes education channels too. So like education channels that are like fractions, for example. I know a lot of adults that want to touch up on their fractions. Obviously, a lot of kids learn about fractions, and that stuff would definitely classify as a mixed audience. You'd have older kids, teenagers watching it, but also younger kids, and that would definitely classify as a mixed audience. But how do you rank that? How does that work with education stuff? I don't know, because again, YouTube has not told us. So YouTube, let's talk. And yeah, it's basically, I do want to say that Commissioner Phillips and Wilson were great. I know there's this giant sentiment, even I had it, the government's evil, all these people are out to get these content creators, take them down, we don't like YouTube. That's not the vibe I got at all. Commissioner Phillips was, he was great. He's a pretty funny dude, really tall too. I look like his son, like bring your son to work day or whatever. But I mean, yeah, he seemed like a cool dude. He even is aware that we have a member badge, a member emoji of him in our chat. So if you're a member, you can even type his face, and he's aware of that, and he was cool with that. So yeah, pretty cool dude. He was very familiar with how YouTube works, with how the internet works. He knows what 4chan is. You know what bronies were. If you know what bronies are, then you're up there in terms of internet level. Like, yeah, you are familiar with it. And, Commissioner Wilson shared the same concerns as a lot of us creators. So I can say that they are definitely 100% listening here. Now, I do want to point out the fact that it was easier for me to fly to Washington, D.C. to talk to the U.S. federal government and get an answer out of them than it was YouTube. So again, YouTube, please, let's just, whatever it is, we need to talk about this. Like, let's get a little transparent here, okay? And that's kind of where I'm going to leave off on this. Yeah, I think at this point, YouTube they're not being transparent, and we need to be transparent. So that's what I've got. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer them. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but I can say I'm very confident in choosing an option for, for my channel now, for kids, not for kids. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Share this video so a lot of other creators can see it. Like it, comment, all that stuff, because this is a lot of very important information. A lot of people had questions about it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go to sleep now. I've been up for like 26 hours. I'm very tired. So I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye!